Check your body fat at all. Do you think body fat scales are worth it, or to get body fat percentage checked professionally? Body fat percentage, scale, these are essentially numbers. Of the two, I prefer body fat percentage because it's more of an indication of health and where your body composition is at, whereas the scale can be completely deceiving. It's not a terrible idea to get your body fat percentage checked if you do have the goal of losing body fat. So if you want to lose weight, if you have a goal of weight loss, you essentially want to lose body fat. So it's not necessarily the scale weight that you want to see change, but it's the body fat percentage that you want to see change. So if you have the opportunity, or if you can get your body fat percentage checked, it could be beneficial because it's going to be telling you over time how your body composition is changing. Body fat percentage can change without the scale moving at all. I had this happen to myself. I've seen it happen with many of my clients. Their body composition changes, their clothes fit differently, they look better, they feel better. All of these positive changes happen, but the scale stays the same. So that's usually an indication of body fat percentage changing. More or less muscle can be changing as well. Getting body fat percentage checked could be beneficial as long as you don't get too tied up into that number itself. So if you start obsessing about your body fat percentage, if you start obsessing about any numbers in general, I would encourage you to step away from them. But it can be a good indication of progress. It can let you know if things do need to change. So if your body fat percentage is slowly going down and then you hit that plateau and you see that it's the same and you want it to keep going down, you know that you can make some changes there. But again, if it hinders your life and if you obsess over it and it becomes your only focus, I would recommend against it. It depends on what you mean by professionally, but they do have certain things. I think there's bod pods. The biggest one is going to be the, I don't know the name of it, but it's basically you dunk yourself in water. It's kind of a big deal. I don't know of any places in our area that do it. I've never had it done myself. And then you can also go to the places where they have the InBody, like I have at my gym and then at the health shop here in town. I might check with some local gyms to see if they have an InBody. It's not going to be the most insanely accurate, but it's going to be more accurate than an actual skin caliper, like the pinch test, and it'll be more accurate than those handheld devices. So if you have a chance to get an InBody done, you can, and it would be cool because it shows your overall muscle mass. So that might be beneficial, but again, if you get too caught up in that number, definitely wouldn't recommend it. How can I gain muscle and lose fat? I'm not skinny, I lift heavy, and I do cardio. I want to gain more muscle, but not fat. I don't like to track what I eat because it drives me crazy to track every meal that I put in my mouth. Gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. It's not the easiest thing to do to gain muscle and lose fat, but if it's going to be done, I think that the best way is gonna be strength training, eating enough, just being consistent and being patient. I tell you guys this all the time, there is no quick fix that's going to get you results that you want overnight. It's not gonna happen in 30 days, it's not gonna happen in just a few months. You have to be consistent and be patient. So I'm not sure how long this person has been lifting consistently, eating enough. It's hard to tell if you are eating enough without tracking your intake, at least for a few days. I don't expect everybody to track their macros as consistently as I have, but I do recommend tracking every now and then just to see about where you're at. Meal prepping helps you do that without having to log into MyFitnessPal all the time, then do it. But you do need to know if you are eating enough to gain muscle and to help your metabolism work efficiently. So those are going to be some of the best ways to be able to gain muscle and lose fat, although it's not going to happen simultaneously for everybody. A lot of the time, if you are new to lifting and to working out and tracking your intake consistently or being consistent with a solid nutritional intake, you go through what people like to call as the newbie gains, and that's where you do gain muscle and you do lose fat, usually at the same time, at a pretty quick rate. The more seasoned you become with lifting, the more often that you lift, the more experienced you become, the more that your body adapts, the less likely this will be to happen. And that's usually why people in the lifting world will either focus on cutting or bulking, because you have one specific goal rather than saying, I want to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. It's easier and better just to focus on one or the other. I don't have a specific recommendation. The only thing that I can say is be consistent with strength training. Have a solid program that you're following. Give it time to work, several months at least, and be consistent with your nutrition, whether that's tracking or meal prepping or tracking every now and then to make sure you are eating enough. And then from there, just give it time. So this last subject, it's not a question that I received recently, but it's a topic that I feel is very common concern for especially women, and that is cellulite. And I want to talk to you guys about it because cellulite is not a terrible thing. It does not make you less of a wonderful human being. Cellulite is merely fat underneath your skin, and as uncomfortable as it might make some people, it's just that. It's fat underneath your skin. Most women, as fit as they can be, have it at some area of their body. It's mostly common around the hips and the thighs because that's where women tend to carry our fat. I spent so many years hating what it looked like on my body when I didn't realize that the only reason that I hated it and that I was self-conscious about it is because the diet industry pushes this on us. You have to realize that it shouldn't be something you should be ashamed of. But the diet industry found out that they can market creams and lotions and products towards us in hopes of getting rid of something that's completely normal. We throw billions of dollars at these products every year because we want a quick fix for something that's not even really a problem. Like I said, most women have it on their body in some area. So it shouldn't be something that we should be ashamed of. I have it on my legs, I have it on my arms at certain angles. Certain lighting makes it more apparent. And I've come to realize that it's just part of my body. I know that I'm not unhealthy because I have cellulite. I'm very healthy, I'm very happy. Having something like cellulite shouldn't dictate my self-worth. Having more cellulite on your body might mean that you have more body fat. Some people, it might be healthy to lose a little body fat for them, but for the most part, if you have a little bit of cellulite on your body, don't let it distract you from your actual health. Don't let it disrupt your body image and your focus on your mental and physical health over all things. And I think the most important thing is just learning to embrace your body for what it is. It's become a reoccurring message on my channel because I've struggled with these things for most of my life, and I'm very young still, but learning what I have up until this point, I can only hope to help you guys find that peace and that happiness with your body as well. Comment below if you have cellulite and are proud, because I'm proud of my body. Cellulite and all. See you guys.